Now it's time for FOMO. So we are talking GitLab, which I think you put it perfectly. This name of this company is just like not sticking with me. It always feels like I'm saying something wrong. But hey, making it a nice move higher today. We're up over 12% on the session after posting its first ever adjusted operating profit.
Yeah, huge move in a stock that, you know, as you said, first time profitable, making that kind of transition, as George kind of talks about, from unprofitable to profitable, being rewarded today on a day where the market's quite mixed with all the macro stuff going on as well. So huge move in GitLab, pretty impressive report. And I was just trying to, take a look at this Grand Theft Auto trailer during that. But when you think about this particular stock, it kind of sounds like something that's in this developer world. It sounds like something that's very hyper specific. And when you look at what the company does, it makes sense. It's sort of within this authentication, authorization world, this audit world of software solutions. So super specific. I think that if you are looking to get involved in this space, it's certainly a name that's getting attention today on this particular move, but not one that we talk about a ton.
It isn't one we talk about a ton, and unfortunately, we're talking about them today on a day when we have some good news. So also on top of posting some nice operating profit for the quarter, we did also see their third quarter earnings came obviously ahead of expectations, but they also mentioned their suite of AI capabilities is making their software engineers now more productive. So I always think it's a good sign when you're able to not only just say AI, but actually speak on the ways in which it's benefiting your company and your efficiencies. Now, their fiscal third quarter net loss came in around $1.84 a share. Adjusted earnings, though, were around 9 cents a share versus what had been expected at around 1 cent per share losses. Now, they did say for their fourth quarter going forward, they expect revenue to fall between around 157 to 158 million and adjusted profit to be between 8 and 9 cents per share. However, what's interesting is the street is a little bit more mixed on this name, still definitely skewing to the optimistic side. I mean, of the 23 analysts that cover GitLab, 16 buys, 7 holds. But I was reading this really interesting note today out of D.A. Davidson that did acknowledge the valuation does now appear stretched in GitLab. And they do think that right now some of these mid-market and smaller customers are going to be more cautious given the uncertainty of the overall macro environment, which feels like sentiment we've been saying all year long. But overall, they do think the demand environment seems to be stabilizing. But hearing of elongated sales cycles still brings them pause, especially when considering the monetization of GitLab Duo, which is a key catalyst for the company. So this analyst actually prefers the fellow software development tool company JFrog, given its current valuations. It actually initially got also a lift off the open today, I'm sure just in sympathy here with GitLab. But interesting that even on a day when we're up 12%, it's all about valuations at this point. It's finding these stocks that the bar has been reset a little bit lower so we can see some of these nice moves, typically to the upside, just from what we've been seeing in these markets. All in all, though, street likes this name. I mentioned there's no outright bears, and we're now up with a healthy 31.5% on the year. It's not like it's a huge, massive outperformer, but it's been just relatively more stable as of late. I also do want to note the CFO is joining Oliver Rennick on Market on Close later today, so that's also something to look forward to. A nice day to be looking at stock and overall just the company.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that interview too to see, what Oliver has to ask the leadership, what the leadership has to say about potentially the pressure to innovate within this space. So with all the rivals that you talked about in it, what are they doing to differentiate themselves from some of their peers in the space? Apparently a lot of things well, because net client revenue retention rate of 128% is massive. Subscription growth of 33% is also quite impressive and is way ahead of the estimates of just over 26. So a lot of things going well, but we'll see if they've got things in the works, in the pipeline potentially that they can share with Oliver on what they're doing to continue to be a key player in this ever more competitive space going forward.
I know, and I will say this software space, this is a company that is so deep into software, it's a little bit over my head, just basically the fact that they're this open core company that does operate in different ways to develop and secure and package operating software. So, well, this is a software world I'm not too familiar with. I do know that software, it seems like, has been the more creative space to be in versus hardware, at least in 2023.